stranded right now. We've had rain most of the day, and my exit out of here is a clay cliff that's slick. No way to drive out right at the moment. So, guys, I've had to do this a little early, a little different, but hang on. Here I am. We have some big news to talk about. A couple of items I want to cover mainly. One in particular being that Vladimir Solovyov, I don't know how you pronounce it. His last name is spelled S-O-L-O, Solovy. Vladimir Solovyov. I don't know how to say that, guys. I've been to Russia. Hey, Colonel Cole, glad to see you in the house. Yeah, I'm early tonight because I'm limited on power and bandwidth. The signal may not be good here. It may drop out, but I can't get out of here tonight. I am stranded on my property because the exit is a big cliff of slick clay. So I'll get out tomorrow, hopefully. Anyway, so this Vladimir Solovyov, however you say his name, he is a Putin ally and a big guy in the media there in Russia. And he has come out and said that nuclear war is virtually unavoidable. But rest clear. Yeah, but hey, rest assured, you can rest in great comfort. But he claims that this does not necessarily mean the destruction of all mankind. So that's the good news. Nuclear war is unavoidable, but it doesn't necessarily mean the destruction of all mankind. Isn't that wonderful? Don't that make you feel nice and cozy down inside? Oh my gosh, guys. So what he says is that it will happen. No doubt about it. It'll happen. No doubt about it. What do y'all think? Hey, Just Arizona. Are you worried about me because you knew we had a lot of rain up here? I'm stranded right now, but I'm okay. Yeah, we got a swivel head medic. Hey, I like that title. Anyway, finally catching me alive. That's right. Earth Angel Anna, you look like you're by a campfire. Not right now, but I've got a campfire going back there. I'm going to go to it in a little bit. I'm here on one part of my property where I seem to have some signal, but not much. I may drop out, guys. So just bear with me. But anyway, so what this Vladimir came out and he said that if Russia uses a nuclear weapon against a nation that doesn't have their own similar tools, their own nuclear weapons, that in that case, it doesn't mean necessarily the destruction of all mankind. So what he's really talking about here is the case of Russia. Let's try to turn this light around and give me a little better light here. Oop, that's a little too much. What he's talking about is Russia, the chance of Russia using a nuclear weapon against a state that doesn't have a nuclear weapon. In that case, it doesn't necessarily mean the destruction of all mankind. So really, it seems like he's setting the stage. He's putting out there the prospect that Russia might use a nuclear weapon against a nation that doesn't have a nuclear weapon. Now, who might that be? It might be a tactical nuclear weapon. Now, he made the case that nuclear war ought to be fought, and it didn't result in the destruction of all mankind. There's a case where a nation used a nuclear weapon against a nation that didn't have a nuclear weapon. And of course, he was talking about the end of World War II, where the U.S. dropped 2 nuclear bombs, one on Hiroshima and one on Nagasaki. Fat Man and Little Boy. International deer hunt. What? Deer hunt in Lewisburg, not far from northern Alabama. Hey, there you go. So, yeah, we'll go in some just general chat here in a minute, because I don't have a whole lot more. So we're going to talk about EMP a little bit. We'll go into some general chat here, and we'll try to make it short tonight. I got a campfire going back there, and anyway, guys. So that's just it. So is he setting the stage for, Russia is having a real slugfest in Ukraine. They seem to be dedicated to winning. Hey, General Sorrell. They seem to be dedicated. They are putting a lot of young men through the meat grinder over there and are not quitting at it. So that's something that a lot of people need to pay attention to. Russia is not backing off from this. I'll cover this headline again in a minute. A lot of people are just joining the room here. But this may be why he's making these statements. They're particularly suffering with respect of their naval base in Sevastopol and Crimea. They've lost a lot of ships down there. And thank you there, Arnold. So that has really cost Russia a lot, and they do not want to give up that warm water port is Sevastopol, and they're already kind of sort of giving it up. Got Norway in the house, awesome. So you can expect Russia. A lot of people have suggested if Russia were losing the war, if it wasn't going well for them, that they might revert to tactical nuclear weapons. Now, I would assume that Russia believes that the United States won't do anything if they do use tactical nuclear weapons. And maybe, just maybe, they can bring us to our knees if we start to talk about anything else. And that's where EMP comes in. So they may have that ace in their back pocket. One, they may think Joe Biden really wouldn't do nothing anyway, and he might not. Why would the United States actually risk its existence for the sake of Ukraine by engaging Russia in nuclear war? See, that's an open question. That's not a bad question. I'd like to know what you guys think about it. What I'd like for you guys to do, if you think the United States should push Russia to the point of nuclear war over Ukraine, that we shouldn't risk nuclear war with Russia over Ukraine, put a 1 in the chat room. Earth Angel's already voted. You are an angel for Earth. Hey, Just Arizona, thank you. Salute to you. Hang on, I got to move my hand here to give you a salute. It's blocking my light. Greg, why would EcoFlow? Why would EcoFlow? What is EcoFlow? So overhead medic. What is EcoFlow in the first place? I don't know. EMP would be worse than almost anything else. Amen there, Angie. I've talked about that. A lot of people need to understand. All right, I'm seeing a note and a maybe. Put a 1 if you think we should fight a nuclear war with Russia for the sake of Ukraine. Put that in the chat room. EMP would be worse. That's what I've been teaching you guys. Put a 2 if you disagree with that idea. Solar gent. The whole word generator is a misnomer. The generator is not a stinking box with a battery in it. A generator is the panels themselves. That's what they always call these stupid boxes with batteries in them and a control panel. They call that a generator. You know, that is not a generator. It's a control box. It's a power distribution unit, but that's not. They all call them generators. Well, it's stupid. I hate that. I'm an engineer. A generator is where the power comes from. In this case, it's the panel itself. And would it survive an EMP? I don't know. Some of your solar panels would. Probably not. That's what I'm going to tell you. It probably would be more susceptible than your normal regular power converters and inverters and stuff like that, which you probably need to have in a Faraday cage. So I'd take that with a grain of salt. There's a lot of claims made by a lot of people selling a lot of junk on the market, telling you things like, this will protect your home from 42 EMPs. They're probably can't handle a single one. You know, there's a lot of trash on the market that's being sold. They tell you, everybody in the power grid defense community uses these devices. I don't know anybody that uses some of that junk that they talk about on, and a lot of YouTube channels promote the devil out of it because they make $200 a pop every time they sell it. I would be a rich man having talked about EMP on this channel for 5 years if I promoted that junk. I don't do it because it's junk and I don't believe in it. Yeah, that's the one thing that can make me more money than anything that I've ever talked about on here, but I ain't buying it. I ain't putting it out. I ain't putting it down. I'm not going to endorse it for 2 seconds. And, you know, anyway, those guys, if you want to come after me, I'll burn one live on YouTube. If you want to come after me and sue me like you threatened to do a certain other YouTuber, go for it. You put on your big boy pants and come for me, and I will fry them live on YouTube and laugh at you. And then I'll call you out by name and trash you up one side and down the other. If that company wants to come after me, they threatened to sue one of my, actually they did launch a lawsuit against one of my friends. And let them try that with me. I ain't going to chicken out like he did. I ain't going to go hide, and take my videos down. I'll take them on. I don't care. I'll burn those things on live on YouTube. So bring them on, guys. Bring them on. Come after me. Anyway, that stuff makes me mad. They're out there selling snake oil to people and got people thinking they're going to be okay. We're going to be just fine. No, that's a bunch of hooey. Anyway, I've said enough. I'm not going to name them directly right now, but if you get what I'm talking about, you need to pay attention. They do put, there's so many YouTubers that promote the devil out. Oh, look, this will protect your home. Oh, this is going to keep you going. You'll have power. No, you won't. What a crock of junk. Anyway, enough said. All right, that's why, you talk about devices where they're talking about claim, oh, this is EMP proof. Yeah, there's several devices out there, so be careful, guys. Just be careful. Be careful on all that stuff. Status 6 Poseidon torpedo could be a huge threat, guys. That could be a huge threat. That is the Sarbama, potentially a Sarbama torpedo. That torpedo could carry a Sarbama device. The full-scale Sarbama, the half-scale is the largest device ever detonated by mankind at 50 megatons, 50,000 megatons, excuse me. It was huge. 50 megatons. The full-scale Sarbama is 100 megatons. They talk about using just if they want to take out a port city, using a 2 megaton device, but they could take out an entire U.S. coast with a 100 megaton Sarbama and a Status 6 Poseidon torpedo. 3 of them would landlock the United States forever, almost. That would be the worst thing that could happen to us, because our river systems, our access to coastal areas, and our inner transportation that buys us makes us a very powerful, strong nation. Denying us of that would bring us to our knees for generations. An EMP would wipe us out in a matter of a few months. So anyway, guys, so yeah, y'all got me going here. Yeah, I see nobody's wanting us to get involved nobody wants us to lose ourselves over Ukraine. And can you blame us for that? Guys, I mean, shoot, we've gave them a lot of stuff. Hey, Cowgirl in Arizona, good to see you in here. She was out here helping me out a few weeks ago. I expect her to come back. She's talking about it being here, just Arizona. Give us a good super chat tonight. So, okay, for those that are just joining, we got 235 people in the chat room. Once again, this Russian Vladimir, I can't pronounce his name. It's Solov. If you can pronounce that, my hat's off to you. But anyway, he's a Putin ally, big-time Putin ally, a big-time proponent for the war in Ukraine. And he came out and said that nuclear war is virtually unavoidable. And to assuage our fears, to make us feel happy and calm about it. So don't worry, it's nuclear war, hey, it doesn't necessarily mean the destruction of all mankind. Could I say that like Dr. Strangelove? I don't know. He says it will happen, no doubt about it. It will happen. But where he's talking about where it's not necessarily going to cause the destruction of all mankind, what he's talking about is if they use one against a nation that doesn't have nuclear weapons, like Ukraine. So what I'm saying is he's setting the stage. He's setting the stage there, guys. No fear if it happens, so fear. The end of each of our stories is written by another's hand, okay? Hey, like you know how I open my Power Grid Defense conferences, what I told everybody at the beginning of the conference? I said, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how rough things are turning for us, rest in the great assurance that there's a silver lining around every mushroom cloud. Yes, sir. I believe I said it a couple times on this channel. Mind you, I ran my final Power Grid. I did 2 Power Grid Defense conferences. The last one I ran just a few months before I started this channel. So, hey there, Brian Perendi. Clint Eastwood quote, promise not to spend this on food. Ha, love from the Yankees in Minnesota. Oh, thank you, Brian. Salute to Brian Perendi. He is a good, strong supporter of this channel. Thank you, sir. So trust in God, I'm not arguing with that at all. Just always remember though, as long as we're here on this world, we're expected to do our job here. So yeah, massive semi, yeah, will still set your house on fire. That's what you got to worry about. So okay, EMP. There's three waveforms to an EMP. I've talked about EMPs on this channel for 5 years. Three waveforms. E1 is the fast shortwave waveform. That is the one that will fry your small electronics. And that's actually the one I think they're talking about with some of these devices they have, because it's a quick wave. It's poof, it's fast, and it fries small electronics. E2 is like lightning, like supercharged lightning. E3 is what long conductors pick up. Yeah, I did Jason, I just did a Galactic Greg's video on SpaceX launch. Go back and check out my Galactic Greg's channel. I just did a live on it. I'm not really set up to do a recording here. It would take hours to upload a recording from my cell phone, and out here where the signal's so bad, it would be virtually impossible. So I'm not where I can get into a good place to do uploads. So that's why we're going live more right here. So hey, Cha-Cha, good to see you. All right, so guys, bear that in mind that E3 is the long wave. E3 can be picked up by long conductors such as rail lines, pipelines, and power lines. And a lot of your other communication, anything that's a long conductor, like a long coax, some of your cable systems. E3 would also be picked up. It also goes through the ground. It can come up through your ground line. So having a protection device that protects your home by shutting everything to the ground is not going to cover you from E3. And furthermore, something that's good for that nano switch time frame isn't necessarily going to cover you from the longer pulse of an E3. And also that when you get any E1 or E3, you have something called voltage division, which is taught in all the basic electrical engineering classes. And voltage division says you got a network, and you got a node point that comes in with a certain voltage, and then you got various resistances. One of them being the ground, which is very little resistance, but if it's a small conductor, like most shunts to ground in most houses, and you get hit by a big pulse, you're going to have some of that current going through the rest of your system anyway. Yes, sir. You're going to have current and voltage going through everything else because of the voltage division, current division, whatever you want to call it. Kirchhoff's laws, that's something they teach in early electrical engineering school. I'm an electrical engineer, by the way. So, but that's something you don't have to be an electrical engineer to know or understand. Anybody that study any level of circuits will know about that. What do you think about? Oh my God, just Arizona. What do I think about that? You should go hit the rewind. Hit the rewind, Arizona. What I think about it? Yeah, they'd definitely sue me if I said what I thought about it. But I just basically challenged them to in this video because I'll burn one of their stupid devices if they do. Live. I may burn a few of them just for fun. Dig into it, show you the cheap junk they put inside of it. Yes, sir, I ain't scared of them. So, that's what I think about it. You see my face? Don't buy that junk. That's what I think. So, and there's channels that promote that endlessly. And I unsubscribe from several of them just because they promote that product. Because I don't believe in it. Look, guys, they sell for about $400. They give a 50% commission. I can make $200 a pop, and I could have sold those like popcorn on this channel. I could have sold a ton of them. I could make tons more money on that than I could anything else I've ever promoted. And I refuse to do it because I don't believe in them. When they tell you everybody in the power grid defense community uses these, I don't know anybody in the power grid defense community does. I am a member of 2 of the primary power grid defense committee organizations in the United States. And we laugh about those things in our teleconferences. So give me a break. What a bunch of hooey. Anyway. Yeah, they're probably going to sue me now. So bring it on and I will burn them live and laugh at you if you do it. I'll dig in some. I'll show people what your components are. And I'll dig out all that pipe material you put in it, and I'll show what the components are. And I'll compare them to what Siemens makes. Siemens has some lightning arresters, which I'm sure has better components in it than what those guys are selling. So, amen, Jim. So, good luck contacting who? Somebody threatening me in here? I guarantee a refund. Exactly. Yeah, who's going to sue them after the EMP? Well, guess what? I've got subscribers that said their house got hit by lightning while they had one of them in it. And guess what? It didn't do no good. Everything fried and burned, including that dumb, stupid little device they made. Yeah, I've had subscribers tell me that my house got hit by lightning. Guess what? Fried. Yeah. So I said, I'll fry them on TV. I'll fry them live. I'll burn them for fun. I'll burn them for fun if you mess with me. So anyway. Yeah, just imagine a class action suit against them. all their customers, when they discover, oh, this thing is what? Yeah, bring it on, buddies. Bring it on. So anyway, don't tease me, Greg. Let's get on with it. What's up, George? Don't tease you on what, George? I definitely tune into that show. What show is that? I'm going back to what George is talking about. George, swivel ahead, medic, good luck. Oh, yeah, exactly. Let's see. Gets a lawsuit going against BS stuff. Yeah, I really don't want to get in a lot of lawsuits if I can avoid it. But if they want to bring it to me, if they really just can't stand it unless they sue me, then I'll just start burning them. I'll have some fun. So I can't stand that company. Marv. I'd subscribe to him. I'd subscribe to his channel just because he promotes that stuff. Really. So, anywho, back to EMP as a topic. EMP is a topic. It is in the written in the defense doctrines of Russia, China, even that they would attack us with an EMP first if they got into nuclear war. It's in their doctrine, written. We have heard from Iran that they would take down our power grid if they got into it with us through sleeper cells. Yes. Even though there's some writers in this country, look, MAGA people think they're sleeper cells. Our conservatives think they're sleeper cells. Yeah, now look where they're at. Now our own government's admitted it. Yeah, I pointed out to you guys an article to that tune just a few weeks ago. And then like a week or two later, the government just had to admit it. Oh, yeah, they're here. Oh, we don't want to close the borders. No, we can't do that. No. Oh, my gosh. I have nothing against immigration. I have nothing against people coming here to work, but they should be vetted. We should know who's coming in this country. Yes? What's so wrong with finding out who's coming here? What is so wrong with that, huh? What do y'all think? Greg, how's the bug out house coming? Well, it's slow. I got my walls laying down. I need some help getting them put up, guys. Anybody here local want to join us? I'm taking off a couple of days to from my day job to try to make it go a little quicker here because I've only got one more weekend here after this weekend. And half this weekend was shot by rain today. It rained today. It rained all day, and it's just a mud slick out here everywhere. Can't do nothing today. So, in any event, guys, if you're local and want to pitch in a hand, I certainly would welcome the help. I'm taking off Tuesday and Wednesday. And of course, Thursday's a holiday. I'll be available most of Thursday, as far as I know. And Friday, I think I'm going to work enough Monday. I may not have to work Friday because I already got, after taking vacation 2 days and a holiday, I think I probably will wind up with Friday off. So within the weekend. So hopefully we get some stuff done. If you don't know anything, you lose nuclear hardened components. Yeah. So Drops is an electrical engineer. So Drops, what do you think about some of these devices that they're talking about protecting your house, and the wiring to those devices aren't no bigger than a wire on a mouse to start with? Yeah, sure, if you could make things switch fast enough and shunt the ground and you don't pass anything through that device. I don't know. There's a lot of hokey stuff there, guys. A lot of hokey stuff there. But anyway. So, a lot of hokey stuff there. But just imagine, though, an E3 is similar to what happens with the sun puts out E3 with a coronal mass ejection. The Carrington event, the railroad event, were E3 radiation events. They don't do the sun doesn't put out the E1; it puts out E3. But nuclear devices put out E1, E2, and E3. Will you be permanent in Arizona? Good chance, Tracy. Good chance. It's not 100% decided yet, but a good chance. Good chance. So I've been out here more than Alabama over the past, since mid-August. Since mid-August, I've only been in Alabama a little better than 2 weeks. I've been out here most of my time, and about half that time I've been living in this van. I've been in this van for over a month now. Seriously, this has been my home. Anywhere near Jerome? I don't know where Jerome is. I'm east of Snowflake, guys. Internal components of electronics have induction too. I know people were lightning strike on their house, killed all the electronics. Oh yeah. So, Sweet Home Alabama. Hey, they've been playing that a lot around here on the radio, the local radio. Sweet Home Alabama. That's a great song. I love it. Jerome is near Flagstaff. Oh, okay. Jerome's near. I am east of Flagstaff. You go to Holbrook, turn south, go to Snowflake. Get to Snowflake, turn east. That's how you get to me, basically. If you're serious and want to come out here and participate, you can email me at greg@greengregs.com. And please don't email me for any other purpose on that email. That is not an email for personal chat. Please do not send me personal messages or anything else on the email. That is a business email for me. And I don't need that email clogged up with everything that a lot of people would want to send me. But if you're serious and want to volunteer to help, come out here, they can do it. Even if hardened to 50,000 volts per meter is not enough, exactly, EMP superweapons. I've been talking to Jason, and you're exactly right. I've been talking about EMP superweapons on this channel for a long time. And I've told you that they could put out 200,000 volts per meter. This came from a Russian general after the wall fell. And they admitted that, and which was very interesting. So I have been telling you guys that from the get-go of this channel. The old hardening specs that most of your other channels cite, and some of these devices claim they're good because they meet these spec, that spec is outdated. Because that was all according to what we saw as a result of the Starfish Prime experiment, where they launched nuclear devices on Redstone rockets, which developed into the Redstone Arsenal, where I worked for many decades, near Huntsville, Alabama. Marshall Space Flight Center was on Redstone Arsenal, by the way. So they launched the Redstone rocket with a nuke on it and called it Starfish Prime, and they found they had quite a waveform coming out of that thing. It was something on the order of almost 40 volts per meter out there in Hawaii. So they, and that was not, a spectacular nuke, or it wasn't really intended to create an EMP. So they were looking at using just regular, what would happen for a regular nuke was used, the EMP from that. But the Russians took it to the next level. They developed EMP superweapons, weapons that were designed to maximize the gamma rays that come out from them that would scatter the electrons in the upper atmosphere to create the EMP effect. So that is what took some transformers in Hawaii. Yeah. Fortunately, Hawaii didn't have the long-range big transformers because the islands are small and they don't have the long-range power transmission systems we have here in Conus. Continental United States, when I say Conus. So that's what you got to bear in mind, guys, is that we're very vulnerable here. Now, there was a video in which John Hollerman just went on Canadian Prepper. And I'm glad Canadian Prepper had John Hollerman on it. It gives a chance to give voice to our community within the EMP Task Force on National and Homeland Security, which was founded by the late, great Dr. Peter Vincent Pry. I've had Dr. Pry on my channel many times. I had John Hollerman on my channel many times. I've had other members of the committee on my channel, such as also David Pine many times. And I've even had Glenn Rhodes on my channel. He is the National Operations Director for... Hey, Soulseye, how you doing? Stay dry and out of the mud. Oh, well, it's muddy here, Soulseye. It's real muddy. Holy smoke. Yeah, I can't even get out of here right now because that little hill, it's the exit from my place is nothing but a mudslide of clay mud. There's no driving up and down that hill. So, yeah, I'm stranded till tomorrow. It'll dry up tomorrow. I'll be fine. We have gamma ray weapons too. Anyway, so here's the thing. Yeah, we talked about using the X-ray nuke for Star Wars. Edward Teller had that idea, come up with the X-ray lasers that were nuclear pumped X-ray lasers for Star Wars. That was an Edward Teller concept back in the early Star Wars program days, the Strategic Defense Initiative of the Ronald Reagan Organization. Now, the Strategic Defense Initiative Organization, SDIO, was ran by Ambassador Hank Cooper, who I've also had on this channel. Top level Pentagon official and ambassador I have had on my channel here. I consider him a friend, nice guy. His wife passed away not too long ago, and so he's been kind of out of the mix. He did one of the best videos in here for what to do to get the grid hardened, and it's only got about 1,000 views, and it really bugged me that video only got about 1,000 views, guys. So look for Ambassador Hank Cooper. Look for Hank Cooper. Search in my videos. Look for Hank Cooper. Y'all need to see that. So that definitely deserves more watch time. But so he's a member of another one of our committees, Secure the Grid Coalition. He's not been active too much lately. He's getting up there in the years, and ever since his wife died, it took a lot of the wind out of his sail. But he comes in sometimes to that coalition meeting. He's also a good friend of Dr. Peter Pry, although I don't know if he's really ever been he's not an official in the EMP task force itself. I am the Alabama State Director. I'm here in Arizona right now, so I don't want to go if I actually move here. So, yeah. So I've got quite a history with the EMP task force and quite a history with the Secure the Grid Coalition. So, guys, I've been quite involved. I believe in preventative action to save our grid, to save our country as much as possible. I do believe we could have a bright future if somehow we can not wipe ourselves out in the meantime. But just bear in mind again, if we get into war with these countries, they can take us to our knees. And I've been seeing these articles pop up a lot. Oh, look, if the sun might take our internet now for up to 6 months, it might take our internet now for 3 to 6 months. It's like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding. Well, there's some smaller solar flares that would do that, would fry the high-end electronics and might, do that. But it's still most of the E3 waveform, guys, from the sun. But we're worried about satellites getting taken out. Yeah, lower EMPs might do, but EMPs could fry the grid worldwide, and it ain't coming back. There ain't no 3 to 6 months. There's never. You take out enough of that stuff, we'd fall so hard, so far, so fast. I don't see it coming back, guys. You fry so many of these. Look, what we have here in the United States is we got these long-range power transformers. They're 200 to 400 tons apiece. They're as big as a house. We've got thousands of them. And if you fry one of those and you turn around and order, it takes 18 months to get it on the loading deck of your business once you've ordered it. And that's when everything's operating. How are you going to order it when the grid's down? All these requisitions are now taking place over the grid. How are you going to pay for it when all the money is electronic? All the banking system is all electronic. How are you going to pay for it? How are you going to order it? And the EMP Task Force of National Homeland Security said that 9 out of 10 people would be gone within a year. Okay, now you're 1.5 times beyond that before you'd receive it. So if you got it a half year after 9 out of 10 people pass away, who's going to be there to install it for you? How are you going to get fuel to install it, to move it? It's fantasy. You're not. It's not happening. It's a fantasy that you're going to be reinstalling the grid at any level, especially if so many are down. If it's a sun thing, this happened worldwide, perhaps. The guys overseas that'd be making for it, they ain't got nothing to make them with anyway. Guys, we're talking massive global, even in a nuclear war. If we're the main targets, the ramifications around the world would be huge. Don't expect these things to come back. Don't expect the grid to come back. If it does, you're just lucky. But don't expect it. Be prepared that you'll never see the electrical grid again in your life. That's what you need to be prepared for. You'll never see the electrical grid operating again in your life. That's what you need to be prepared for. And some little chintzy device is not going to bring the grid back. Those things are supposedly protect your home. Yeah, they might be. They're cheap lightning arresters, all they really are, as far as I can tell. Maybe with a real fast switch on it might, give you some little switching advantage. But, nah, they can't live up to what they claim. Protect your home from 42 EMPs. Give me a break. That is hilarious. Michelle Young, thank you, Michelle. Salute to Michelle. All right. Yeah, so they claim, oh yeah, we went through tests. We had a laboratory test our stuff. Yeah, well, the spectrum of things they tested against had certain limitations to it. Doesn't match the real world threat to what you face. Okay, guys? So that's why I'm not buying that stuff. All right, somebody's asking Tracy. Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Rodney Milton, my knife man from Down Under's in the house. That's Fresh Red. It's good to see you. We only see you when I come on earlier. Sorry, I'm just not young, Greg. I are the same age. Yes, there he is. I'm not a spring chicken, am I? As a matter of fact, I went to a senior center last night, the first time ever. They had the one that's the closest establishment to me here locally is a senior center. And they had a free community Thanksgiving dinner there last night. And it was wonderful. Hey, show maidens in the house. All right, good to see that. All righty, folks. So, all right. That was a good show. I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm limited on time right now between John Hollerman and Canadian Prepper last night. So I give a good shout out for Canadian Prepper for covering that, Nate. And I appreciate him bringing these topics to you guys because he has so many people that come in and watch his channel. So that's good to get the word out. But seriously, what John Hollerman was talking about is real. And John and, he's a good guy. So I've interviewed him several times on this channel myself. So maybe that's how come Nate found him. He might have found him through my interviews. I don't know. So John's got some books, as you know, in the prepping community. In any event, just stay tuned, guys. We have threats. We've been trying to get this grid hardened. These threats were laid out to Congress in 2004, almost 20 years ago. Ain't nothing happened. 20 years. We've been pushing to get this grid hardened. And essentially nothing's happened. Nothing of consequence. So this is why, I highly encourage you to go watch that video. John Harmon tells you about the farce report from EPRI that made people think everything was good when it's not. So there's some good content in that video. I'm not going to cover it all right now. So go watch it there. Go watch his channel on that, guys. In any event, that's the main things I want to tell you guys is that we are at risk for our grid. And there is the potential for nuclear war. The Russians are talking us, and it's inevitable. But they're talking about a tactical nuclear war. So they may go to war with Ukraine. What's going to happen? And you guys just voted no, we should stay out of it. And I think that's not. Why should we risk ourselves for Ukraine? I mean, we've gave them a lot of support already. Let's hope it don't come to nuclear, whatever the case is. Let's hope it don't go nuclear. But, you know, guys, we got to watch ourselves here at home. We got to watch out for us. We've been so interested in everybody else around the world, sticking our nose in everybody else's business. We've not minded our own business here at home. Primary mission of the federal government is to mind our borders and provide national defense. Seems that they're good in either account, really and truly. By national defense, I mean defending us, our homeland here. I can't say that we've been very good at either one. So, makes you want a large sailboat. Or go to out and hide out in the high desert in Arizona, maybe. All right. Can't fight on 5 fronts. You're right. You're right there. Can't fight on 5 fronts, A to Z. Forget the secret. Oh, Alrighty, guys. That's the main messages for tonight. Is that we're into it, guys. We are in a high risk period. You need to prep. Get your preps ready. That's why I highly encourage you to go to prepwithgreg.com and check out what's available there with long-term food storage. Be prepared to grow your own food. Heirloom seeds. Check out True Leaf Market. Check out Eden Brothers, guys. Grow your own food. That's, I've spent a lot of money with seeds at True Leaf Market. Trust me. I buy a lot of seeds from them. Get extra seeds because you may not be able to grow everything. And, get from different sources, but, get the heirloom seeds. You got to remember the first year you might lose your crop. You might lose a crop for a few years. It could be, volcanic winter or something, or nuclear winter. So, yeah, this long-term, and that's another reason how long-term food storage is, because there may be events that would prohibit you from growing crops for a couple of years. Seeds are the ultimate investment. Amen. Seeds are the ultimate investment. True, cowgirl. If you go to True Leaf, use my links. Now, I probably won't post. I don't usually post them in a live video because I just don't have all my tools and computers and everything in front of me to do all that. But New Days post a lot of that stuff in the chat rooms. You can see it if you go to my videos that I upload and post, just regular videos. You'll see those links in there. So check my links out to these, please. That's why I'm afraid of not even being able to grow. Yeah, that could happen, Earth Angel. That could happen. And it has happened in the past, just from natural events, some volcanic activity. And we've got a potential super volcano in Campi Flegrei that may go off near Naples, Italy, that may cause that kind of climate disruption. Greg, wait a minute, see what Jesse said here. He says, Greg, how are we going to get our tax money back? I think all of us should sue Biden to get our taxes back. I like that one. Yeah, good luck with that, right? But yeah. So I'm just happy that Greg hasn't froze to death when it gets down below freezing. Yeah, it does, Arnold. And I got no heat in this van, except, just my blankets. This van, the heater in it don't even work. So, but I got a generator. I think I'll be able to set up. Maybe I can run a heater with that generator here. So when it gets cold again, I might be better off the next time around. So don't pay anyone, says Mercy. Oh, I can't call for that on here. I'll be banned for sure. So, I'm certain about Yellowstone. What are you certain about with Yellowstone, Sassafras? Some people think it's on the verge of going off, Mary Greeley, and others say it ain't going off for a long time, so including Diamond. So I don't know, guys. What do y'all think? Mary Greeley has actually come in our chat room. She's actually watched some of our videos here. Diamond's in here a lot. It won't go off. Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't even talk about Yellowstone because I kind of go with Diamond on that. At least not anytime soon. It will eventually. It's just not on the verge of it right now. It is actually, one thing to know about Yellowstone is apparently during the Ice Age, it had a huge bulge. They claim that the bulge for the magma chamber there was huge and it subsided. So apparently we're not close to it going off right now, although the Russians have talked about nuking Yellowstone. Imagine that. thank you, New Days, for sharing my links on here. Appreciate that. So yeah, the Ruskies have talked about that. So that wouldn't be pretty. So like a bunker buster, straight into the yellow. Could it set it off? I don't know. I don't know. But even that would be kind of hard to do. But if you break the cap up that's holding that magma down, yeah, you could have some kind of release. I wish my brain was half as good as yours. All right, Mercy. It might be. It might be even better. Who knows? Just in different ways. So, guys, the other thing is that, I just use it a lot. Brain's a muscle. And instead of watching TV and sports, I'm paying attention to what's going on in the world and, trying to learn and figure out things. Doing thought experiments. Wishy-washy on Diamond. You're not happy with him. Well, he's an interesting guy. So, but it's not the reason I'm saying it for Yellowstone. It's not just so much wait a minute, what? The Rod of Thor. Greg, have you heard? Yeah. Listen, Tony, I've thought about doing a video on that topic, specifically on galactic Gregs, for why we don't want China, the rods of God. Why we don't want China putting a moon base up there without us having a moon base there. Yeah, that's a huge strategic threat. If China puts a moon base on the moon, what they could do with a device known as a mass driver is dominate planet Earth eternally. No, we cannot afford at all for China to take the moon and us not be there in spades at the same time. Seriously, guys. Good question there, Matt. Good question. So, Greg, what did you think about the Chinese Navy using their sonar on the Aussie Navy? That's horrible. I think, they probably did that on purpose. China's a bully. China is a bully. Tungsten, what you mean, George? Tungsten rods. Rods of God. Diamond is a good guy, but I disagree with him. Yeah, I don't agree with everything he says. But he does have a good heart. So, yeah, there's a lot of channels like that. Wrath, a lot of folks have a hard time with things. Anyway, so not for me. So I'm not here trying to judge other channels. So that's not what I'm here for. There's plenty of other people that do that and attack other channels. I'm not here to do that. Unless you're promoting snake oil. You're correct, Greg. My grandfather was a rocket engineer, Raytheon Aerojet. He worked on lunar missions and said the same thing. There you go, CR user. Exactly. Amen. I've got part of the presentation put together. I've done some calculations, and I just hadn't had time to finish it. I've been working on that presentation for over a year to put on Galactic Gregs. So one of these days I'll get it out there. It's just some things take time, and time has been short supply in my life, guys. I don't have time to sleep. Most kept in China send Tuscan. What? I don't think so, Sassafras. Why would you help China send tungsten rods to the moon? They don't have to have tungsten rods on the moon. They can smelt iron and send iron rods down. You think Redstone Arsenal will be a nuke target, says Angie. It's probably not a primary target, because the primary targets are going to be where our strategic weapon systems are based and strategic command centers like NORAD. The strategic weapons bases would be like where we have our ICBMs and our B-52s and B-2s, or submarine ports. Things like that would be the number one targets. So you wouldn't want to be at Maelstrom Air Force Base or someplace like that. Or anywhere close to that. We got all these bases up in, North Dakota and Wyoming and places like that. So those would be the worst primary targets. But Redstone would be down the list. It would be a target. And some people think, there's, even Huntsville International Airport, the landing field is so long, it's a strategic asset. And so it would be targetable by ground burst. Ground burst, and if redstone's hit, it'd be ground burst because there are those bucklers on redstone arsenal. I don't think there's anything strategic weapon-wise there, but if they target redstone, it would be ground burst. If they target Huntsville, it'd be an air burst. The problem, though, with ground burst is that it creates more fallout, more radioactive fallout. The ground bursts are the worst for radioactive fallout standpoint. The air bursts cover more area. But Angie, if you're out in Tony, if you're out close to my property in Tony, if you're over 12 miles away from the target, you're probably okay in terms of the actual burst diameter itself and damage to your home from the blast and the fires. So I think where I was located, my home in Tony, is good from that. From the radiation, given the typical prevailing winds, probably not too bad. Unfortunately, I'm only 26 miles from Browns Ferry Nuclear Power Plant, so once those spent fuel rods start burning, it's not going to be pretty around there. Not at all. That's one reason I'm looking out here. So that, and there's just a whole lot of people that lives around there that are going to be hungry when it all goes down. The community is so crowded full of people that aren't prepping. All right, so if you millions of people, you have a lot of material to fill a wall. All right, guys, let's check through the chat here real quick and see what you guys are saying, and we're going to call it a video. I got other things to do. I got a campfire to attend to. Oops. Fortunately, somebody else started the campfire tonight. Let's go scroll up and see what some of you guys are saying. Wow, we got a lot of chat in here. I don't think I can cover everything like I like to some nights. Wow, we got a lot of chat. Wow, and it's usually don't go this far back. Swivelhead Medic says, with all the craziness in the world, sometimes I think humanity would be better off if we were sent back to the 1800s. Well, and then a lot of people get that sentiment, and yeah, I can see that, but an EMP is not the answer to that, because the problem with the EMP is that you could have the nuclear power plant spent fuel rod pools go up in smoke. And they would see the effects of a nuclear war, direct nuclear war, most of the radiation be gone in 2 weeks. But the spent fuel rod pools have hundreds of times more radioactive material than all the warheads on Earth. And they will keep giving off radiation for months and months and years, probably. So, it would be ugly, guys. That would be, seriously, an EMP is worse than a nuclear war. I've done whole videos on that, and that's part of why. That is part of why. So, let's see here. Let's check a few of the messages here. We appreciate you guys chatting with each other. Look up Tesla's patent on capacitors. So, why is that? Supercapacitors could eventually replace batteries, but they are all in the lithium-ion batteries, which are little solid rocket motors. They can be real. What would an EMP affect power plants? Yeah, E3 could devastate power plants, especially the transformers around the power plants there, y'all girl. I also would love to believe that we somehow secretly have a defense against EMP. No. No whiplash. A lot of people have that as a fantasy. I'm here to tell you we don't. I keep people talk that kind of stuff all the time. Look, take it from people that have been inside and the testimonies and testing systems like John Hollerman, a lot of other people that are in the EMP grid defense community know. If it was the case, we'd know it. A TVA engineer told me TVA power sources and substations are EMP proof. No, I do not agree. That's bunk. That comes like from the EPRI report. Go watch John Hollerman on that. The answer is not no, but no. That is Bull Sierra. No. No. That is Bravo Sierra, Swivelhead Medic. They are not EMP proof. Not by a long shot. Yeah, I get various power engineers coming in and saying that. That is bunk. I wish it were true. If it were true, I wouldn't have spent thousands of dollars and lost my rear end on a power grid defense conference that I did, guys. And I wouldn't still be pushing this stuff. These people, And the EMP report that came out is junk. It's trash. That's what some people are citing. Go watch John Hollerman. Go watch the last video that John Hollerman did, the EMP video done, I guess, yesterday on Canadian Prepper. Watch that. It's about an hour long. Or go watch a lot of my old videos. I got hours and hours of EMP videos on this channel, guys. I am an engineer. I'm an electrical engineer, guys. I've chaired 2 power grid defense conferences. The people in my power grid defense conferences had secret clearance access to this data. They were involved in the testing of these devices, the test data. So, no, if this were the case, if that were true, we would know it. I went to Alabama State Capitol with Dr. Peter Pry, Army EMP expert Dr. Stephen Nixon, and myself. And we had an Alabama Power representative at that conference that we had there, where the Alabama EMP director, Alabama Emergency Management Association director, and we had the Public Service Commissioner of Alabama there and present, and nobody contested anything we said. They knew better. We put it out there, and they did not argue with it, not one bit. We actually had a few people from Alabama Power. We had one of the top officials there, and he didn't argue one bit. I thought he might try to argue with us. No, he did not. So it's starting to look like my Amish well bucket is a better prep than my Sutter well pump. Yes. You know, guys, people always ask me how to protect your devices from EMP. I get that question so much. Throw them away. Go get hand tools. Because eventually all that stuff's going to wear out anyway. You know, the grid ain't coming back, guys. If it goes out from this stuff, you'll be lucky if it ever comes back in your lifetime. So, yeah, these tools will give you a little force multiplier for a while, the ability to communicate for a while. But eventually, as your transistors fry and things happen, that stuff's going to burn out. Maybe you can keep some stuff cobbled together for a while. But, you know, this is a diminishing technology that will vanish. I got videos. I got a video on surviving EMP, and I talk about Faraday cages and things like that in that video. So go watch that. There's more detail. People ask me all the time, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I got videos that cover it. You need to go back and search my videos, guys. I got a lot of material in videos. Just as a scam to use one of those devices on the vehicle, you have about 2,000 different chips, and none of your wiring is shielded. There you go. Yeah, they got all kind of snake oil out there. Let's see. We all stop worrying how we are different and focused on what we share in common. Yeah, we should, Sassafras Red. That's absolutely true. Scarecrow, how far behind would Australia be if this happened? An EMP, yeah, but you know, an EMP in Australia would do the same thing to Australians that had here. Oh, he did have the Hollerman on 2 nights? Cool. Danny Denham, that's cool. Good. Check those videos out. Check them out, guys. Oh, he was on tonight, and he saw me live. Well, thanks for coming here and joining me. We can go back and watch Canadian Prepper after we get off here. Sure, guys. John Hollerman's a good guy. So, like I said, I've had John Hollerman on my channel many times. I also had General. Hang on, there's a problem with focus here. My focus is good. Okay. We've had John Hollerman on this channel several times, guys. So, you can watch every water source is already polluted. Guys, we've got microplastics in our clouds. And they're saying microplastics in the clouds are probably going to produce more cloud cover and can change the climate by doing it. What they didn't tell you is more cloud cover creates cooling. We may be heading into a plastic ice age. Seriously. Oh, we got another super chat. Let me scroll down, see where we got another super chat from. Looks like we got another one in. Yeah, let's go way down, find it. Yeah, where's that at? Scroll down. Yeah, I'm way up in the chat. Oh, I don't see it. Where was that? Maybe it wasn't a new one. Okay. Just thought we'd just switch from 30 to 40. And we've been 40 all along. I just missed it. Maybe it was Brian Prendy's. Okay, guys. So, snake oil, $3.99 for a limited time only. All right, so ex-New York prepper in the house. All right, so I'm going to scroll down from this point. A ton of messages. I can't read everything, guys. The elephant transmitters for subs have to be a primary target, too. Oh, yeah, one's in Maine. Where's the other one? Oregon or Washington State? I believe it's Washington State. Yeah, the primary ones of those. Yeah, they'd be targeted. Come on, guys. See, that's part of what sleeper cells would do. Really. So are these targets where we think we got things hardened? Those few little systems that we think are hardened for our nuclear triad, do you think those aren't targets by sleeper cells? Why is it that China's putting a big base in Cuba? Why is it that China is buying farmland? Oh, yeah, we like to farm near strategic American nuclear and other military bases. Oh, it's just coincidental because they love us so much. It makes the plants grow better. Yeah. So, let's see here. All right. Johnny, the Pluma. Green Greg's been following your channel for a few years, you rock man. Always. I live in East Valley, Arizona. I have 40 acres. In Snowflake, you have 40 acres too? Cool. I own a plumbing company. If you need help, let me know. I have Friday. You're off Friday? Well, hey, holler at me. Send me an email, greg@greengregs.com, Johnny, because you are a neighbor. If you are east, if you got 40 acres in Snowflake, you are really close by because that's where I'm at. But hey, don't send an email that email address for anything else, guys. That is a business email. Seriously, guys, I don't need it clogged up with other stuff. Sell on meteorite repellent. That would be just as good, General Sorrow. Yeah. Meteorite propellant. This will protect you from dinosaur killers. And money back guarantee if it doesn't. Yeah, the whole world's ended. Yeah, let's say you go to assume it after the end of the world. HIP is 1,000 times more efficient and actually building. They actually buy SOP time and HIP solar activities to amplify the effects. Anyway, thanks, Greg. I'm right next to Tony. Yeah. So, Angie, you're probably safe. I thought you talked about bringing me some eggs. I'll be back in Bama here December. So I don't know how long. Might be 2 weeks. Might be 2 months. I'm not sure. I got to get stuff done here and things there too. The plan is to clear the board. Sassafras. Well, you know what, guys? Here's the thing. In America, we love freedom. At least some of us still do. Some of us love freedom. We don't want to be knuckled under and kowtow to a system that wants to tell you everything. A system where you own nothing and you'll be happy. That just doesn't really set too well with some folks, does it? We are what stands between the so-called elite and their dreams. For that reason, they know what like us. They would just as soon see the statistics cited by Deagle.com come true or worse. They don't care for us. If you think they care for us, if you think they love us, especially those of us over here in flyover land, you need to think again, guys. Brian, Greg's basic conservative in the United States, and that's why I'm here. And he's a high scientist engineer. There you go. Thank you, Brian. Something, counting sheep. Wish they'd listened. It's aggravating. Haven't hardened the grid yet. Amen. Amen. So, guys, I've been kind of raw tonight. I've kind of just put it out there. Not to mention the good bit of farmland and livestock for people who know how to survive. Yeah, you need to get working on that, guys. You need to work on your animal population, your livestock. It's not all just vegetables. Hi, Green Greg. We live in Hillsville, Virginia, just over the North Carolina border in the Blue Ridge Mountains. That's a beautiful area. Small town. Closest city is Radford, Virginia, 45 minutes to the north of us. Do you think we'll survive here? Alan, you need to look at the national projections for fallout in nuclear war. You'll probably survive the zombie aspects a lot better being remote, since you're 45 minutes from a town or a closest target city you mentioned. Yeah, you'll be at least safe from the direct effects of the nuclear blast. I'd say build you a bunker. One of the problems we will have is that the entire northern hemisphere may be messed up in a nuclear war, or especially if all these nuclear power plants, spent fuel rod pools go off. It can mess up everything here in the northern hemisphere for a long time. If you could have a bunker, it'd be great. I'm not at a point yet where I could have a bunker, but, being as remote as you can helps. Yeah, Justin, EMP is the worst scenario we can see. I've talked about that. I've said that. I've done videos in which the title of the video was EMP worse than nuclear war. So I'm serious, guys. Lithium batteries don't react well to EMP. Well, they can't handle temperature going too high or overcharge. Those things burn. Whiplash. I have no means to prep, been a fixed income disability and nothing of value. Grid down equals I may. Well, no, don't end yourself whiplash. That's not the answer. Some things can be done on little to no money. Now, John Hollerman's got a book on surviving on, a very meager budget. Guys, if you can just afford an extra can of beans on occasion, just any little thing like that, you can set back. Figure out how to filter water. Figure out what skills you can use. Learn wild edibles. I've done a number of videos on wild edibles early in this program. Early in this channel, I did videos on filtering, purifying, and sanitizing water from garbage components, guys. I'm talking about build a campfire, get some old plastic jugs. That's the kind of stuff I was talking about. Leaf litter. And also reviewed other water filters, including ceramic filters and Sawyer straws and stuff like that. So y'all need to watch that video. There's a reason people hunted small game. It's because big game was gone. Exactly. Big game goes fast, sassafras. Exactly right. Rats and squirrels and rabbits might be all you find. You might be lucky to get one of those even. The big game, you go bye-bye fast. And hid my words, never, ever, ever, ever put a water on a lithium chemical burn. No. Chemical fires are not for water. Can an EMP set lithium batteries on fire? Oh, yeah, George. But, probably because they're connected into a circuit, or maybe it could have an internal reactance within the plates in the circuit. I don't know. If it does, watch out. That would be very bad. Like defeating electronic devices. Depends on the frequencies. Okay. Haley Tom, I did videos with Arthur Bradley talking about how to protect your devices. Go back and look, search on Arthur Bradley on my channel, or go to his channel. He's got a YouTube channel, Dr. Arthur Bradley. Yeah, that's typically true. Typically true. No shielding around your batteries. Typically true. Greg, thank you for letting us know the truth. I try, Renee. I try. Oh, my picture's not zooming in and out. What's going on with that? Yeah, once a lithium-ion battery catches on fire, it is devastating. Yeah, they could hit gas pipelines. All these pipelines are subject to be hit by EMP because they're long-range conductors. And when they got gas inside, long-range electrical conductor, kaboom, won't be good. So we didn't have those long-range gas pipelines when the 1921 railroad event occurred in the sun. Yeah. So Pepper didn't release the second part of that video today. Okay, well, that's good. It's good. George, I've talked about that many times, the EMP effects on the cooling equipment. The biggest, yeah, you could take the generators out directly, possibly with EMP. That's a good possibility. But if you didn't, having resupply of fuel, the supply chain will cease to exist. You're not going to be getting trucks running replacement fuel to those backup generators. That'll come to an end long before this pool is cool. That's the problem. A Cyril generator. Hey, Justin. John Cyril. Yeah. That's interesting. Talk there. I discussed that a little bit over on Galactic Greg's. So check it out. Well, that was really in the video that Amy Eskridge did. Amy passed away, unfortunately. She did a UFO technology video. Galactic Greg's. Check out Galactic Greg's. Let's have a bunch of different environmental toxins, especially in the water, slowly fermentizing us. Oh, fermentized. Yeah, that's the plastics. It's got they mimic estrogen mimicking chemicals in the water, unfortunately. The plastics. They're getting a little dizzy, guys, for some reason. Sometimes it happens. Can you catch up? You still catch up with Lee? We kind of went different ways there. If you get a major semi, leave your house. You'll get out. It could catch on fire. He's right. Hey, anytime you think it could help. Well, good luck with that. If you really want to count on something like that, get you some ferrous beads and buy a Siemens lightning arrestor. Shield maiden, love you, Greg. My boyfriend is drunk and he's going to burn my house down. Oh, don't let him do that, shield maiden. You got the shield, whop him upside the head with it, shield maiden. Just kidding. No, I don't call for violence. Just kidding. But don't let him, you might need to get away or call for help. Don't do anything violent. Get away or call for help. Yep, Wrath, you got it. I don't see no help. Plastic ice age. Yeah, that's what you might have to get concerned about here. Global warming. Oh, this camera is just wonky. Is my signal now? Am I buffering a lot? Now the signal, that's due to my camera here on my phone. As I'm scanning through here, it's kind of going in and out. But signal strength isn't particularly strong. Oh, I got another super chat. Oh, I see $5. I'll just find out here in a minute. Could. All right, give me another super chat. There it is. Brian. Clint Eastwood quote, but cigars with this, not food or coffee. Save America. Clint Eastwood had smoked cigars in those spaghetti western movies. He hated smoking. He didn't want to do that. At least when he made his own movie later with, or at least directed, Outlaw and Josie Wells, it's chew tobacco. Remember the old Indian says, and now spit. I love that movie. And that was one of the most accurate movies I've seen in a long time. You guys, I'm tempted to get a cigar. It's back. We've been talking cigars. So maybe I need to pop one out here. No, where is it? I thought I had one in my pocket. I hope I crushed it. Yeah, there it is. These are big, but they're really just cheap Philly Titan cigars. They're really expensive cigars. So, kids, do not do this at home. It's bad for your health. Do not do this at home, kids. I did not have sex with that woman. My cigar did. All right, guys. So let's scroll the ball in the chat room. Y'all are way ahead of me. I figure I might as well have one. Now I'm coughing because I'm coughing. Cheers, fellow cigar smoker. There you go, George. I didn't light it good, did I? Only lit in one spot. Uh-oh, that's not good. It'll make it burn crazy. Make it burn Walker jawed. Lopsided. Hang on, guys. We got to light this thing a little better. Or I'm going to have it spewing the ashes and coals on it. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we got her lit. That one last indulgent. There you go. There you go. So we got the Wrath of the Tree of Life in here. Well, the World Tree. The World Tree. Not the Tree of Life. Oh, it may be similar. Same thing. Oh, we have overhead sprinklers. Oh, you can smell it. Fiber supplement. Uh-oh. I meant by Canoe. So I'm glad I found this chat tonight. Many of you lifting my spirits. There you go, Whiplash. We like to do that. Love to share a cigar with me. We're about to do it one day. That's what we're doing now. 5 different varieties, says George. That's right. It'll be worth a lot. Grid down. Who's that channel? What's his name? John, who used to be in California, and he scrammed out a Marine guy. He always has his icon on his channel is him smoking a cigar and having a big nugget aside or something like that. What's his name? Prepper. What's that guy's channel's name? Maybe you know who I'm talking about. I never saw him smoke a cigar though on this channel. Maybe he does. Save your tobacco seed. Yeah, you got to watch this. You can't mix this stuff with nightshade plants. You got to wash. I wash my hands diligently in alcohol before going from one to the other, because this will put tobacco, the mosaic virus, in your tomatoes or nightshades and kill them. Quite often, Prepper Nation. I don't think that's his name. Yeah, the Prepared Mind. That's it. The Prepared Mind. John on Prepared Mind. He's a Marine guy. He's got his icon and he's smoking that cigar and looking tough. I don't think he's ever smoked a cigar in the video, has he? Rude question. Well, let's see what the rude question is. How old is Greg? I'm 48. Well, Norma, is that a proposal? I am 63-year-old. I'm 63. Is that too old, Norma? Life's meant to be enjoyed. That's right. That's right. There you go. There you go. Now you're talking to the tree. Wrath. I knew you'd get in there. All right. Hey, I get ravens here all the time. I'm still looking for Hugnan and Munin. They're flying around all over around here. Just waiting for Hugnan and Munin to come pay me a visit. I've only seen John with scotch. Yeah, you don't see me do alcohol. Me, I no do alcohol. I'll be 74 in 4 days. Well, happy birthday, Tony. Thought and memory. Yes. Odin's Ravens. Show Maiden. Feels like I'm there with you. Well, let's hope your boyfriend sobers up. Anyway. All right. So, there we go. And what was Odin's horse? I had that on a necklace I used to wear. It came loose. I lost it. Son gave it to me. Anyway. There we go. Thank you, Jason. All right, we got, let's see here. I'm 60. Happiness is not a destination. It's a way of life. There you go, Scarecrow. That's a good one. Now, I don't smoke cigs. Sleipnir, you got it. Jason. Spear Gungnir. Why don't you drink anymore, Greg? Because it makes my heart go like to the racetrack. I get tachycardia the next day like in spades. I can't even get a buzz on it. It will send me into the races, my heart. I can't handle it. I used to. I used to on weekends when I was younger. You know, I'd tie one on weekends. I can't do it anymore. Just can't do it. And, you know, it wouldn't fit in the theme of this channel anyway. Not really. I cried so much. I don't feel well. Oh, no. What happened, Angela? Why are you crying? Why are you crying, Angela? Why are you crying? I got to get back to my camp here, guys. Drink herb tea. There you go, Chewy. Hey, Chewy, how you doing? So what was the crying all about? My wife. All right, what else did I say? My wife made me grow a beard. Oh, it's because she watched me. Oh, you lost your kitty. Oh, that's sad. Mine will 9 out of 10 die during a blackout. Because there'll be no water, no fuel. We got like 17 critical infrastructure items. Every one of them requires electrical power to operate. I've talked about this many times, guys. Many times. You won't even be able to flush your toilets because you won't get fresh water supply into your system to do that. The water pumps won't function. Fuel pumps won't function. Cash registers won't function. The computers in your bank won't function. There'll be no banking, no checking, no cell phones, no communications. All the critical systems will go down. All of them. Because electricity is the keystone, the cornerstone of the entire system. It's the linchpin. Electricity. We live on electricity. Odin's 8-legged horse is where they got the idea for Santa's sleigh with 8 reindeer. Amen. Ho, ho, ho. Ha, 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 ha. Green giant. All right. Ray looks like my dad with that beard. Well, hey, Justin, how you doing? So, I am more than half Viking, at least. I know from one side all Viking in ancestry. Nordic, I should say. Yeah, Viking is a particular character of the Nordic set. I have Nordic ancestry, heavy. You know, I live in the South. Santa came from stories of the Siberian shaman coming through the chimney. Yeah, well, Odin was one of the original. Odin, one of the original Santas. Santa's kind of a mix between Odin and Saint Nicholas. They kind of got melded together into the current Santa Claus. Sweet Dane. Yeah, I found John's channel about a year after. Okay. I knew a guy who was actually a welder on a nuclear power plant. He said that he had to constantly rip out new piping and repelled it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Listen, guys. They built Bellefonte nuclear power plant over near Scottsboro, Alabama. I heard all kind of stories about how the contractors shorted rebar and that stuff and didn't put stuff in there they were supposed to put in there, cheated the system, and then now they want to reopen that plant. Yeah, I don't like that idea. I really don't. You got to wonder about all this stuff, guys. You guys, the beards, don't realize how much more nuclear radiation will collect in your beards. Watch it. Kings, okay. Plus, there's all the rods in the water. Yeah. Oh, Lord, drops. 3-foot monkey arms. You're funny. All right. Yep. Yuletide, roll tide. What's the colors of Alabama? Red and white. Same as Santa. Ho, ho, ho. Green Gregs. Anyway, 6 Kings. Bye. Zen Jamming, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. A wise man once said that a man with no beard is as weird as a woman with a beard. It's natural. It's the way we're made. What's so bad about having a beard? People look down in some circles. You know, I definitely am a gray beard now. It used to be a red beard, like the pirate, right? My beard used to be redder than the hair on my head. My beard was pretty red. Got a question. If I wanted to converse with another person privately, how is it possible? Within YouTube, it's not, as far as I know. There's the other social things you can do that through. Now, listen, we got this group that I started called the Freedom Restoration Foundation. Go to freedomrestorationfoundation.org. We've come up with a really secure communication system called Element, and we've been working that. So that's something we can bring into the fray here for you guys to be able to chat private. It's far better than Signal or all these other Telegram, all this other stuff that people are playing with. No, Uncle Sugar is all into those. Element is secure. So we'll have to get you guys in that massive grid down of it that you aren't being told. There you go, you days. So definitely John Hollerman's a good guy, and so is Nate with Canadian Prepper. I was born blonde. I went gray in my 20s. Wow. My father and his father before him. Pat Darling. What's up, Greg? You in Alabama or in Arizona? I'm in Arizona right now. Charleston, South Carolina. All right, very good. Pure blood. God comes from Godan, I don't know what that is, which is Odin's name. Woden. Well, a lot of the English terminology comes from the old faith. It's an old Germanic faith. It's not just a Scandinavian or Nordic faith. It's an old Germanic faith that, the Scandinavians and the Nordics had their own, it developed there and went further and lasted longer because of Iceland and places like that. But the Wodenasa was an earlier name. Wotan was an earlier name. The Mayans apparently had an encounter with a bearded, long-haired god that they claimed that was called Wotan also. from some sources. I don't know, guys. My hair is so white, it looks blue in a certain light. Oh, Jason. I had brown hair and a red beard. Gray now, you Matterman. I feel like Nate gives the most unbiased and fair analysis of all this. Certainly not. Oh, yeah. And Greg are up to my go. Yeah, I try to be unfair. I try to be fair, excuse me, and unbiased. I meant to say unbiased. All right, I try my best. So, and that's where, Nate and I get along on a lot of stuff. You heard about Mayans and Wotan as well. Yeah, I think they called it Wotan with V, but that's also a name for Odin. Odin had a lot of names. Odin, Wotan, Wodenas. That's where Wednesday comes from. Oops, I just switched to outside view. I'll switch this back. Uh-oh, what happened? How did that happen? Yeah, it's outside of my van. It's looking across the... All right, where's the switch back at? Oh, there it is. How did I touch that? I didn't touch that. Ta-da! Get some more light over here. Camelback Mountain. Hey, Matt. When Lee was playing a video of a Russian girl crying when a drone attacked, I was cheering. Guys, I'll tell you this. There's good people in every tribe, every nation, from every village, hamlet, and shire on this planet. Wishing bad upon good people is not a good thing. Two wrongs don't make a right. I don't relish and cheer in anybody suffering. Now, you have to defend yourself. And that's to be understood. But, I don't know what to say about that. So, people are free to run their channels as they see fit, as long as the platform will allow it. I'm surprised at what the platform allows sometimes. Some of us, they shut down for anything. And some, I don't know. You got to think. What side does the empire favor in all this whiplash going on out there? Think what time? My cigarette went. I've been talking too much. My cigarette is out. Odin gave his eye and hung upside down for the world. Yeah, he was on the world. He sacrificed himself into himself on the world tree for 9 days. And that's where he got the knowledge of the runes. Yes. He gave his eye. Plucked it out. You gotta remember Mimas well. He carried the head of Mimas with him. Anyway, that's all interesting stuff. Hey, Doug, how you doing? Doug, it's been wet here today. When you get stable, contact me from your webs. Okay, Drops. Maybe we can work out something. I'm a custom carpenter and tradesman, but I can do any skill, set, or trade there is. Our father and grandfather are wise men. There you go. Don't forget the ancestors, guys. Hard and stressful job. A lot of them are. Life is a good one when she tries to help everyone. That's good, Drops. I can build cars, computers, houses, sound system, electronics, fiberglass, laminators, making body armor, swords, knives. Hey, that's cool there, Wrath. So yes, Wrath is the hammer of Thor. That's Thor's hammer. What's this? In common use, when Lee said he trained soldiers at Benin, well, I'm going to stay out of the discussion. I'm going to stay out of that. If you know somebody took at liberty to make accusations and trash me for things that weren't exactly the case, I don't see any point in getting involved in that kind of stuff. So, I'm not here to talk about other channels, guys. It's not my point here. Do unto others in the whole of the law. Chronic Lyme. Oh, that's terrible. Yep. What happened to Dutch Sense? Did he get banned? Oh, they take out a lot of channels. Oh, yeah, drops. Yeah, that's right. Let's talk. I gotta get back to Val and get back to all my resources. I don't have all my computer resources here. I'm limited what I can do. Oh, it's censored him. They end up making runes instinctively. Interesting. Interesting. Truck drivers. That's a good question. I'm retired in a year. Okay. Do you think the 3 billion Muslim army will take everything soon? No. Nobody's going to take everything. You know, there's a lot of damage can be done, though. A lot of damage can be done. In Western societies, we have sleeper cells all through our societies, and that is going to cause all manner of mayhem under certain circumstances. And this is why you need to be situationally aware and be prepared. Take care of yourself and your family and your loved ones, because it can get bad real fast. I gotta be careful what I say here. Okay, Whiplash, I'm not here to trash other channels. We got better stuff to do than trash other channels. Hey, Samuel Turner! All right, Samuel. Salute to Samuel Turner, one of the greatest supporters of this channel. Do not smoke stogies, as it makes you look like Al Capone. Oh, Lord. Al Capone! Do I look Italian? I think we will be shooting war before May. What do you think? Good chance. Things are looking really rough, especially with respect to what's going on with Iran. I could talk endlessly about what's going on over there. We have talked about it some, but that's still being staged. You know, Iran told Hamas that they weren't going to get directly involved in the war. They are encouraging them to attack. Their proxies to keep attacking Americans, and the account of the attacks have gone up. It's like something like last statistics I seen was like over 57 attacks on American bases, and we have counterattacked 3 times. So what's that mean? And we attacked mainly empty buildings, supposedly. So I don't know, guys. A lot of questions in this regard. But again, I don't know why we're in Syria in the first place. We shouldn't be in Syria, in my humble opinion. Anyway. Yeah, let's don't come here and trash other channels. I'd rather not get into that game. We got too much to do to warn people about what's really going on in the world, and too much to talk about in terms of our own preps. And sometimes we just need not a prep, but a pep talk. We need to support each other. And that's one reason I do, cut up a little bit and have a little humor, because we have to keep our humanity, guys. There's a lot more to focus on. Sorry about all that, Greg. I'm not trying to get involved. It just really irked me. Oh, well, yeah, I get you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, a lot of questions. A lot of questions out there. I don't know. But planes, trains, and infrastructure, yeah, all at risk. All at risk. Well, thank you, Shill Maiden. Greg is much better looking. Much better looking than who, though? Well, with a name like Shill Maiden, you should like somebody that looks a little bit on the Nordic side of the equation, right? So I suppose you mean better looking than Al Capone. You look like a wizard in the shadows. I just had to point it out. Okay, George. Actually, I have an old three-letter friend. He keeps telling me stuff. Is that God? Anyway, looks like General Longstreet. Wow. Wow, that's a good one. We had at Fort Bragg, there's a street called Longstreet, named after General Longstreet. Well, Fort Bragg, they renamed. I wonder if they renamed Longstreet when they was at it. But my unit was next door to the Green Berets. I was in the headquarters company of the 426th Signal Battalion of the 35th Signal Brigade, and we used to run 4 miles every morning. We'd run the Longstreet and said, we can run the Longstreet just like this. Of course, General Longstreet was the general that General Lee commanded to command General Pickett to charge at the Battle of Gettysburg. Pickett's charge. To charge Missionary Ridge. You get that in Cemetery Ridge at Chattanooga V sometimes. But it was a suicide charge. And Longstreet knew it. And Longstreet argued with Lee, and Lee got mad at him. And Lee told Longstreet if he did not give that order, he was going to court-martial him. So Longstreet just nodded at Pickett. He didn't give the verbal order the way he was supposed to. He just nodded at him. Pickett went, and Pickett's men were decimated. What happened was General Lee just had commissioned the largest artillery fuselage ever fired in North America on the Union folks, but they overshot. They missed. The Union guys were again behind a wall up on the top of this ridge. Not much, it wasn't a high ridge, but it was a long plain, a long open field between his forces and Confederate forces. And all military strategy says do not charge or attack a frontal assault, especially against a walled or fortress group. It's suicide. But he thought he had decimated them so much that they could do it. That destroyed the Confederate Army. It destroyed them. And Longstreet was the one that saw it. Longstreet understood that. And Longstreet never liked Lee from that day on. And neither did Pickett. That was the biggest mistake General Lee ever made. Now, General Lee was a great general, but he messed up there. Syria has tons of oil on their land and tons of natural gas off their coast. I'll ask that people having criticism of other creators should take their criticism of those specific creators' channels. Yeah, some of those channels don't allow for criticism at all. Let's see. I got a new doggy, named him Boo. Okay. Caspian Sea. Well, yeah, Syria's not tied into the Caspian Sea, though. Hey, we got another super chat from Brian. Brian's been popping them out tonight. He said that's is for me. I'm having Grizzly, my chew. Don't spend the money on food. Clint Eastwood quote. Or gas. Save America. Hey, we're working on it. Arnold Smith says Satan is a master of creating and fighting. Deception is his strength only as long as we submit ourselves to play his game. Amen. And that's something I've been trying to tell you guys. We've been tricked into fighting against each other. The powers that be divide us against each other. We need to, like Sassafras Red said earlier in the chat room, we need to focus on what is common between us. I had 4 pecan seeds just sprout this week. I've been waiting for a time to sprout. I need to put them in a greenhouse or something. I don't know. It's something sprouting this late in the season. Not a good time. Don't forget. Let's see. And I'm leaving. And in leaving, mentioned something along the lines of violation of Nuremberg Code. Just saying the words peace and love in the world every day will make a difference. There you go. Lost in Space. Hey, I like that title. Guys, I did that video, Rage to Love. Didn't get a lot of views. And I basically wrote a poem, and I read it every other line in the style of War Pigs. Not every line, but every other line. And just that delivery style, the beat, basically. But it isn't War Pigs, But the whole War Pig scenario was just in my mind, so I kind of resonated with that a little bit, because I thought that would get the point across. Longstreet said, "Let's move towards D.C. and the Yankees will come along." I managed to catch up in the live stream. Hey, Stray Kitten. Samuel Turner. 13 of the 15 regimental commanders in Pickett's charge were from Virginia Military Institute, my alma mater. Wow, Samuel. You're from Virginia Military Institute. I'm impressed, Samuel. Samuel, you never cease to impress me, sir. And you always have some brilliant analysis in here. Well, now we know, Samuel Turner, now we know how it is that you're so spot on with your assessments of the predicament we're in today. Virginia Military Institute. Salute to you, Samuel. And Samuel is quite the prepper, guys. He is prepping extraordinarily. Drops. I'm a good-looking guy, ladies, but I'm taken. This world is not for saving. Well, you save yourself and your family, your friends. Well, and physically, the spiritual thing is up to the higher powers. Divide and conquer. The devil is found in the extremes of both sides, wherever he can hide. Desert Rose, good to see you, Desert Rose. She's such a sweetheart. Hello, Greg, and mods plus wonderful chat. Thank you. That's why you are Longstreet. You have a better strategy. There you go, Matt. Yeah, one thing I always tell you guys, there are channels out here who'll say, don't panic now. I'll tell you when to panic. And what do I tell you? No, never panic. Even if you're fighting somebody, if you panic, you're going to be stupid. You're going to make mistakes, and the other guy will clean your clock. But if you got your wits about you, the most powerful weapon is right here. The most powerful prepping tool is right here. But when you panic, you start doing dumb things. You're not thinking. You are reacting, and often not smartly. Be smart. Try not to panic. Do your best not to panic. That's one thing that a lot of the martial arts teach, is to think and not panic. A lot of your martial arts aren't really all that practical in street combat, especially when they do all the fancy dancing katas. But that gets you limbered up, I guess. A lot of the martial arts are fighting like arm's distance stuff. In a real fight, a lot of that stuff's not particularly practical, but hey, it might be if you really are one with it. A coin wheel has three sides. The right side and the left fall flat, but the center continues rolling along. Interesting. Yeah. Like Desert Rose and Cowgirl talking to each other. That's good. Yeah, I met Desert Rose at LeakCon. She's a sweetheart. I have 18 tomato plants growing along with peas and beans and herbs in my game room. All right, that's good, Tracy. All right, guys. I built a descendant of General Lee's home here in Arizona. Hey, that's cool. Oh, you're in Arizona? Awesome, Wrath. Where at? 15,000 square foot livable. Wow. That's awesome. Stray Halo. Halo. Hang a rocket from a balloon and off we go. I'm going to fly a rocket into space. We're going to begin the amateur space race. That's what I was singing back in the 90s. And we did. And one of the rockets that was, we built the grandfather of the rocket they're flying on Spaceship 2. The Virgin Galactic's flying people in today. Uh-oh, Shield Maiden. She must have been in her new drops. All right, Shield Maiden, hang in there. Tell your friends and family to vote conservative. There you go, Brian. Well, that's why I put out some of my videos talking about the failings of communism and socialism and stuff like that. I will do some more on that. Samuel Turner, both I and Greg are ugly, but neither of us are taken. Alrighty there. Ladies, be advised, Greg is less ugly than me. Uh-oh, I don't know. Samuel, hey, it's all what's in the heart, and you obviously have a good heart. Beatles songs are cool. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see, Arlo says, will you still meet me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Well, I'm getting close to that. That's a good one. Hey, Ralph. That's a good one. You're doing good, Dan. Thank you, Desert. Took martial arts over a decade. Yeah, I took them some long time back. For a few years. Not a decade, but for a few years. I got a few belts. George, what effects will EMPs have on nuclear power plants? George, I've done a bunch of videos on that topic. Holy whacking smoke and money. You need to go watch those videos. What's going to be at risk is the spent fuel rod pulls. That'd be the worst risk. Go back and watch my videos on it, George. They're there. They go in great depth and detail. Show pictures. No more water pumped into the cooling pools. Exactly. And then the rods are zircaloy, which is a zirconium alloy that when hot burns on contact with oxygen. And I've also showed the test results from Sandia National Laboratories to prove that's the case, for those that want to argue the point. And they'll go up in smoke. So they evaporate 160 gallons of water a minute. So once those backup generators lose access to diesel fuel, which will happen when the grid goes down, they go up in smoke. And there's more nuclear material in those fuel rod pools and hundreds of times more than all the nuclear warheads on Earth. And so it's going to be ugly. Guys, I've not covered this so many times. Do I need to do a whole nother video on it again? Yeah, lots of videos on this topic. Y'all need to go back and watch a lot of my older stuff, guys. Seriously. Drops. I'm a loyal straight man, even if you a rich cougar. Drops has told us he's taken. Uh-oh. Leslie Greenfield. Hey, Greg, you are a super congested younger Mullen, and I would most likely marshmallow, perhaps some raspberry leaf. Yeah, I could use some of that stuff. No kidding. No kidding. Mullen actually grows around here pretty good. I've seen it up in Show Low growing on the side of the road. Real nice stand of mullen up there. Maybe I need to go up there and see if those leaves are dry now. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, we've gone long here. So I promised you guys a little entertainment on some nights here. First, I'd like for everybody to say where you're from. We got 236 in a room. So everybody come in and tell us where you're from. Smoking mullen helps with asthma attacks as well. Oklahoma, Desert Rose. Hey, I drove through Oklahoma on my way out here. I think I'm flying home this time, though. Howard Lake, Minnesota. Queensland, Australia, Rodney. Arizona, Tracy. Boogertown, Tennessee. Manor McGross, I love that. Michelle Davis in Alabama, Middle Tennessee. Mike, what was I say? It's Mike's Not Ready. Okay. Susan Peters, Indiana. Shenandoah. Area 51 says, that's what Jason always says, Area 51. Wisconsin, Carrie Ray. All right. Tracy, Arizona. Okay, Wrath. Mountains. And mountains are just south of me, somewhere west. Auburn, Alabama. Billy W. Berry, Auburn, Alabama. So you probably don't say Roll Tide. You probably say War Eagle. We in eastern Washington behind enemy lines. Oh, yeah, Drops. You're caught over there in West Wokistan. Sorry about that. Clarksville, Tennessee. West Wokistan. Washington State. Yeah, you're in West Wokistan too there, ain't you? Calgary. Hey, Saxon of the Riverstone. You should see my video where I talked about East and West Wokistan. So I used to be scared of nuclear war obsessively, watched every prepper channel. Now they're all crying wolf. I'm done. I'm from England, as you know. Yeah, you're from England. That's cool. Red Dawn coming. Amen. Dad used to say in his reference to martial arts, anger clouds judgment. Yes, that's true. Anger is also the tool of the devil. He uses it to take you over and make you do stupid stuff. Well, the katas telegraph your movements. Oh, you don't want to telegraph your movements, do you? It's the last thing you want to do is telegraph your movements if you're in having a little combative exercise with someone. All right, you guys used to like it around Christmas time when I would do the beard light. And I didn't have a flashing light for a long time, but it actually, this headlight does. So, oversized 30 cal. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can find the flashing light here. That's not it. Hang on. All right, guys. Here we go. Ho, 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 ho. How's that for a Christmas ornament, guys? Ho, 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 ho. Halo. All righty. Greg, flying call ahead to Sholo Airport. Shuttle much lower price to Phoenix. I already got it. Got it all set up, Jesse. All righty, guys. All righty, there we go. We had some laughs. That's what we were trying to do. Get some humor here. Let's go green. Where's green light? There we go. Green Gregs. Alrighty, guys. Hey, everybody, keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel. Stay situationally aware. Thank you all for watching. God bless, and Greg out.